The lies were everywhere on Friday as the internet celebrated April Fool's Day. A particularly clever bit came out of Canada's Library and Archives Facebook page revealing the declassified records of a certain James Howlett, better known to the public as Wolverine. The joke was made even better as real-life members of the Howlett family chimed in to comment on their fictional relative. Of course, advertisers had a field day creating real commercials for fake products. Two standouts this year include Expedia promoting their Ginge-Air service.
Plus, when you book with Ginge-Air to any of our beach destinations, you'll receive a complimentary bucket of sunscreen, no matter where your redhead is headed.
And Quilted Northern for their new Rustic weave toilet paper.
It's tissue that's genuinely treed to toilet for a more memorable bathroom experience.
The real kicker, though, has to come from Netflix and John Stamos for going full meta for their April Fool's prank. After releasing a trailer for a fake documentary, a second trailer was released of Stamos freaking out at the Netflix office.
Look at this fucking glorified blockbuster, that's what it is. He took CDs and put them in an envelope, and then boom! Netflix, I call it Netflix. That's what I call it.
Blizzard was up to their old tricks, using April Fools to announce their most ambitious project yet, an MMORPG based on their popular card game, Hearthstone. Then there was the fake announcement for something nobody ever wanted. Animator C4D Nerd released a trailer for an HD remake of the CDI Zelda titles. On the opposite side, there was the fake announcement for something everybody wanted. IGN outdid themselves this year with a fake trailer for a live-action Star Wars show that would see my favorite extended universe character, Quinlan Voss, up against Darth Maul. And then there's this video of a guy who programmed Flappy Bird into Super Mario World. Wait a second, that was real? Yes, Seth Bling demonstrated what may as well be magic by using in-game inputs and glitches to program the source code for Flappy Bird into a game of Super Mario World. And speaking of monumental effort, Square Enix put on a huge presentation to reveal new information about the upcoming Final Fantasy XV universe. Before the game releases, Square Enix is putting out a Platinum demo, which isn't so much of a demo as a separate game with a new story to introduce curious players to the game's world and mechanics. Also coming out before the game launches, Square Enix is releasing a 5-episode anime OAV, the first episode of which is already available to watch on YouTube and Crunchyroll. That's not all though, a full CGI movie is also in development featuring the voice talents of Lena Headey, Sean Bean, and Aaron Paul. For the game itself, Justice Monsters 5 will join the ranks of Blitzball and Triple Triad in the tradition of Final Fantasy minigames. However, this minigame will also be available outside the game via mobile app. And naturally, there will be a collectible version of the game with all manner of special items, and all of it will be released on September 30th of this year. In other video game news, Street Fighter V's first DLC character, Alex, has been released. As promised, Alex will be unlocked for all players for a limited time until the real currency store is ready for launch. Once the free trial ends, players will have to spend either in-game money or real-world currency to access the character. And finally, Nintendo launched their first smart device app this week, Miitomo. The app is an odd social media platform that combines dressing up your Mii with answering the kind of questions you generally only see on online dating sites. And now for this week's releases. Opening on Friday, April 8th, we have Hardcore Henry, an action movie that looks like the best first-person shooter never made. If you like watching Let's Plays of Half-Life and aren't easily affected by motion sickness, this may be the movie for you this weekend. Otherwise, if you're in the mood for a comedy, maybe check out Mr. Right, because if you're gonna watch a comedy, you may as well watch one where Anna Kendrick dates Sam Rockwell playing an assassin with a newly developed moral compass. On television, Cartoon Network's Powerpuff Girls reboot premieres on April 4th, while over on Starz, the second season of Outlander starts up on April 9th. Meanwhile, over on Crunchyroll, Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn RE0096 has been added to the streaming site's spring lineup. The new TV series is an adaptation of the 2010 OAV of the same name. And releasing on Steam this week, we have Honeycam Studio, a new lewd game from the developers of HoneyPop. Players take control of a sleazy camgirl operation, rake in stacks of filthy internet money, and attract as many disgusting fans as they can in a fast-paced, click-happy, and thoroughly perverted take on the business tycoon management sim genre. Until I Have You is a story-driven, fast-paced, retro-aesthetic platformer engulfed in a cyberpunk setting. driving you to the edge of your seat as you run and gun through enemies. The game recounts the thrilling story of regret, love, and corruption in a city that's gone haywire and just doesn't give a damn. 1979 Revolution Black Friday is a choice-driven narrative game that brings players into the brooding world of a nation on the verge of collapse. Play as Riza, an aspiring photojournalist, to make life and death decisions as you survive the gritty streets of Iran in the late 1970s. Enter the Gungeon is a bullet-hell dungeon crawler following a band of misfits seeking to shoot, loot, dodge roll, and table flip their way to personal absolution by reaching the legendary Gungeon's ultimate treasure, the gun that can kill the past. A Blind Legend is the first ever action-adventure game without video, where ears replace eyes. Discover the original, innovative sensory experience of binaural 3D sound. And finally, Astroloid, where you design your own unique spaceships from a large number of parts to fit your strategy and playstyle. With no units or factions, you are free to create a fleet where each ship has its own balanced strengths and weaknesses, from basic fighters and bombers to hulking battleships and speedy destroyers. And that brings us to this week's awesome video. Nukazuka, formerly known as Andrew M. Films, released a compilation video of animals being awesome. That's everything for this week, so what was your favorite April Fool's Day gag? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like and subscribe, maybe share this video with your friends, and have a great week!